Hi, this is Karen, and I am excited to show you around the new BillTrack50. Let me give you some highlights. So first of all, when you log in now, we have this Remember Me checkbox, which now makes your session persistent, which means it will last up to 90 days. You can close your browser, you can turn off your computer. When you come back, you'll still be logged into BillTrack50. Also, when you log in, you need to pick which company you're going to use if your account is in more than one company. Now, because the sessions are persistent, you might want to see where you're logged in. So those are managed by device and by browser. So you can go into Manage Account and say Sessions, and that'll show you everywhere you're logged in. So I'm on this computer. I'm also logged in on my phone. And if I want to log out one of these sessions, then I can just come up here and say Log Out, and that will log me out on that browser on that computer. So you don't have to leave stuff around. All right, then the next thing you'll notice is this new navigation panel, which will let you get anywhere you want to go in BillTrack50 right from here. Notice that if you've got, you can look at all of your things and go directly to, say, your regulation sheets by clicking right on it. But if you have too many, say 199 bill sheets, then when you click on the bill sheet, it's not going to show you all 199 in the list. It's just going to go to the list of bill sheets like this, which is like our old bill sheet tab. This is also where the new button is going to live, just like it used to. And these screens all now have a filter to help me find the kind of thing I'm looking for. So let me find my taxes ones, for example. Note that if you've got just a few items, you can still get to the screen by saying View All, and then that will take you to the screen, so you can still get to the new button and still get to the filter. All right, so that's the basics of navigation. The Bill Quick Search and the Legislators Quick Search is still down here, so you can go directly there, and the Search Bills is still at the top. This is just a bill search now. If you want to do legislators, it is only over here. All right, the account menu is much the same as it ever was, so that is just the same. All right, so now let's talk about the alerts. So this change alerts has now changed into a summary grid showing you everything that happened. Only the bill sheets that had changes are listed here, and now I can sort by whatever column I want to see which ones had any new votes or which ones had the most new actions. So I could get right into the most interesting things right away. So hopefully you'll find this a lot easier to digest and a lot more useful for you every day. And if you want to see the old display, that is still available by clicking on Alert Details. So that will still take me to the old grid that I used to have. Only go back, and of course you can still get to any particular bill sheet by clicking on the bill sheet name. So let's go into Biosimilar here. All right, so here is my whole bill sheet. So this is the new grid. So the grid has several new features. First of all, I think, which will be exciting for some people, is it can now be just as wide as your monitor. So if you've got a nice big monitor, you can now have a nice big grid. You can also click on the BillTrack50 logo to put that panel away and make your grid just a little bit bigger. All right, and then you click on the BillTrack50 logo to get your panel back. All right, the grid is also now infinitely tall, so there's no page breaks anymore. Everything is just on one big long scroll. You can now navigate around using the mouse or by using your arrow keys. All right, so that makes that very, very easy. You can edit the data directly in the grid now, so I can hit enter to bring up my data entry, or I can double click to bring up my data entry. And again, it's going to know what is supposed to be in that column and give you the appropriate thing, but now you're editing directly in the grid. If you want to contract a row, obviously you click on a row to expand it, and then you can hit the space bar is what makes it go small again. All right, so then the sorting is the same. You can still click on any column to sort by that column, so I can see what is my newest actions here. But now I can hold Shift down and then also sort by a different column. So these little arrows appear to remind you which ones you're sorted by, and you can sort by as many as you want. It sorts left to right, so you're going to need to drag your columns around in the right order to get the sort you're after. Their filter now also lives up right here in the title bar. It's this little stack of lines. So if I drop this down, this now lets me filter this column. I've got lots of filter options, so I can now say contains, and then, maybe drug, and it'll keep narrowing down, and then I can also like say or and something else. So I'm going to reset that. If my column is a number or a date, then it's going to give me some slightly different options, like less than and greater than, or in a range, and then it knows that I need to pick a date. All right, so the filter is now a lot more flexible. So again, you can filter by as many things as you want. We also have a brand new grouping feature. So this grouping up here will let me drag a column up. So perhaps I want to group by the state, and I'll drag that into this grouping area. And so now I have broken into the state, and I can open and see what the bills were in any particular group, but I get a real quick summary of counts. I can group by additional columns, so let me drag bill progress up there. And so now if I open this up, I'll see how many were in each different status. So that can be a really quick way to get your arms around some data or to find exactly what you're looking for. If you export it grouped, it will export to Excel grouped. So you can experiment with that to see what I mean. And there is also a new pinning feature. So when you scroll sideways, if you would like to keep certain things stuck to the side, like maybe state, then you just drag it over here to the first column on the left-hand edge here, and see I get this little pin. That means it's now pinned, and I've got this little line to remind me that it's pinned. And I can drag my bill numbers over here, or maybe I want them there, and so now they're on the other side of that line. So now when I scroll, just like freezing cells in Excel. All right. So that is some of the new functionality for the grid. I think you'll find it very fast and a lot easier to use. It's still limited to 5,000 bills, but you can combine your bill sheets the same as you ever could. And the resulting grid can be just as big as you want, and it'll hold all of your bills, and you can do all of this sorting and filtering and grouping on just all of your bill sheets together if you want. All right, and then another big change we've made is sort of philosophical. So we've changed how user management works. And users can now, every user can make their own new bill sheets. So they just need to go to the bill sheet tab or the regulation tab or whatever. Let me go to the regulation tab. And that's where the new button lives. So now everybody will have one of these new buttons, and they can make their own things. When they create a new item, it is private to them, and they're the only ones who see it. So now everybody can make their own stuff without cluttering up the company account, and they'll see just their own stuff plus whatever has been shared with them. And then we have rolled up, let me go to manage users here to show you what I mean. So I'm going to go ahead and manage Phil. So we have rolled up all of the other roles. So bill sheet administrator, stakeholder administrator. So you don't need those roles anymore because everybody can make new things. So in order to assign who can see them, we've made that the security administrator. So a security administrator can add new users and then manage what any user can see. So I could have added Phil, but he's already here. So now I'm editing Phil. So now we've grouped things by item so you can see the bill sheets and give Phil whatever rights he should have to the bill sheet. And these are still the same, and stakeholder pages and regulation sheets and so forth. So if Phil is a security admin, then, and we can see here that he is not, if he was, then when he created his own private stuff, it would start private, but he could share it with anyone he wanted by simply coming into the user he wanted to share it with and turning it on for them. Since he's not a security admin, he would have to ask someone who is a security admin to go in and share that sheet, and then they would be able to do that. So that's the new security admin, and I think that's going to give everybody a whole bunch of flexibility for letting some people manage other people, and for like keeping everybody's account all streamlined. We also are adding groups, so we'll have a group option over here where you can add a bill sheet, maybe just to view, and another bill sheet maybe that you're going to let people edit, and then a couple of scorecards, and throw that into a group. Then when you assign a user to that group, they'll get the access to all of those items. So that will really help you if you have a lot of users or if you have a lot of different items. So for example, if you have a national organization with state chapters, the groups will let you group everything for Florida together in one in one group and then just assign people to that group. And then a Florida person can worry about adding users and managing like who's allowed to see the Florida stuff. And then you can share maybe one national sheet with everyone in Florida by making a members group. All right, so that is the new user management, which hopefully, again, you're going to find really flexible, especially now that everybody can add everything. And our new beautiful responsive design and the fact that everything sizes is going to make this all a lot better on your phone. So go ahead and try it on your phone and see what you think. And of course, we've got a little video to give you a few user tips for like how to get the grid to work well with your phone and stuff like that. All right, so those are some of the highlights. I know that was a lot, so we've got lots of stuff on the blog with all kinds of details. I hope you find this all useful, and please do reach out if you'd like to talk about how any of these features could be useful to you, and if you'd like us to help you reorganize and take advantage of some of these new features. Of course, we're always here for you. All right, thanks everybody.